Hello, hope both my viewers are doing well. I'm trying a new recording method where I record the gameplay first, and then I go back and I watch it, and I'll record my voice commentary. That way I'm not having to think at the same time I'm trying to talk, because it's hard to play a detailed game. So I'm playing a modified version of my Blue Magic Tricks deck versus a deck called Dead Gael. It's a 93-94 Swedish rules deck. It's also known as Composition A on YouTube. I've seen people play it called Composition A. So I've put Control Magic, Backfire, Unsummon, Ghost Ship, and Wall of Air. I've gotten rid of Sunken City, Magical Hack, and Life Tap. Then I must have gotten rid of something else as well. But it's a very powered deck that I'm playing against, as you can see. It's got a Mox Ruby, 2 dual lands, and he's got a Juzam Djinn out. What is that, first or second turn? Second turn, Juzam Djinn. Sometimes I can get out the Djinn in the first turn. I'll show you the deck lists at the end of the video of both decks. To nullify these big creatures that is going to get out fast, I'll use Unsummon, Backfire, Counterspell, and then also Control Magic to try to take control of them. For removal, it has Lightning Bolt, as you just saw. It has a Disenchant, so if I do use Control Magic, it can disenchant. It can also disenchant my Backfire. There's a Hypnotic Spectre. What do I do here? I think I take the Hypnotic Spectre. It'll probably disenchant my Control Magic to take it back. It also has Lightning Bolt, like you just saw, and it has Swords to Plowshares. But with Backfire on the Djinn there, he's using a Strip Mine to get rid of one of my lands, which hurts, and then he's using the Swords on the Hypnotic Spectre that I Control Magicked. I'll be able to get a Ghost Ship out, which has Flying, and then in the late game, it really helps that it has Regeneration. Then I'm able to block his Singer Vampire, Serendipity Freet, Hypnotic Spectre, even be able to block a Juzam Djinn. But the Backfire, just basically, it's the opposite of a Spirit Link, so it's nullifying that Juzam Djinn, because it's going to do 1 damage to him for every 1 damage that the Djinn does to me. And now that I've got a flyer out, I'm able to fly over and hit him for 2. And I think the reason this deck is called Dead Gael is because the Serendip and the Djinn do 1 damage to its controller during the upkeep. So as long as I can stretch out the game as long as possible, if I can get a Lord of Atlantis to give my Merfolk Island Walk, then they can get in, because it has Underground Sea in that deck. Again, dual lands count as both, so if they have one, even if they're not using it for blue mana, if they're only using it for swamps, I can still use Island Walk. There's a big card, best card, most iconic card in the game, Black Lotus. So this is with Swedish rules, you're allowed, there's another huge card from the Power 9, Ancestral Recall. I'll take Mana Burn, because this is Duels of the Planeswalkers, so we're playing 1998 rules. Got another Ghost Ship, so as soon as he Swords to Plowshares my Ghost Ship, I've got another one coming out. He's still taking 1 damage every upkeep. Here comes a Pearl. He's got his Mishra's Factory. And I'm happy to just sit back and let him take 1 damage during his upkeep. I love the background art on that Mox Ruby, that Dan Fraser. I also like the background art on the Mox Jet. And so I've got plenty of mana to regenerate my Ghost Ship. I'll accelerate his death by getting in with my flyer. He takes his 1 damage during the upkeep from the Djinn. He's going to go to an Assembly Worker. I'll probably block with both my Merfolk, although he might be able to, you know, if he had a Swords to Plowshares, which is an instant speed, he'd be able to get rid of one. And then he would kill the other with the Assembly Worker, and I would get nothing out of it. But here it's an even exchange, which I'm happy with. That way he doesn't have a I would exchange 2 Merfolk for a factory almost any time. Here comes one of the other bigger creatures in the deck, the Singer Vampire. But I can block with my Ghost Ship because it has regeneration. Since it won't die, that won't give the +1/+1 to the Vampire. And he's still taking 1 damage every upkeep from that gen. According to those 93-94 Swedish rules, I think you can only have 1 copy of the Power 9. There's a disenchant on the backfire. I'll counter that. That way it continues to nullify the Juzam gen. That backfire is basically the exact opposite of the Spirit Link, which is a white card with the iconic artwork from the cover of the 1997 MTG CD game. There's another Power 9 Time Walk card. And so the whole point of this, I just wanted to show you that you can modify decks, and no matter how powered up another deck is, it is possible to compete and even win against it with the right recipe. Here comes a Hypnotic Spectre, but it's a little too little too late because he's still taking 1 damage every upkeep from that Juzam gen. He'd be better off using a Swords to Plowshares on his own Juzam. But instead he uses it on my Ghost Ship. Don't have any cards to discard in hand. There's an Unsummon. Probably play it on the Singer next turn if he taps, but he won't even get there because of the 1 damage during the upkeep. So I won that first round. And like I said, at the end of this video, I'll show you the deck lists for both decks. Round 2 of the match. Only got 1 island, but that's enough for the Merfolk. Plus I still have a backfire in my hand. We'll swords it. Kind of hurting for mana here, but I've still got a backfire and an unsummon. 2 counter spells, so I'm sitting good. And it looks like he's having mana problems as well, which is pretty rare for two decks, but it's completely random. Finally get that 3rd, so I'll be able to wall up a 3 mana. Basically just to... This deck's kind of slow to get started. It's good at protecting itself with the unsummon, the counterspell, the backfire, the 3 mana wall of air, but then at around 4 mana, you'll see it starts to turn the tide with control magic, with Ghost Ship. I even have Muhammadi Jinn in here as a big finishing creature. He'll strip mine one of my lands, which hurts. The only card that this Dead Gael deck does not have, because it's not in the software, is Underworld Dreams, which is a black card. 3 black, and then it does 1 damage to your opponent every time they draw a card, which really comes in handy when they use Timetwister or when they use Wheel of Fortune. There you see I just countered his Mox Jet to keep him also kind of mana locked. But I love the background illustration on that Mox Jet. It's like a poured painting. So he has no creatures, so no reason to use any backfire, control magic, or unsummon. I go straight into the Ghost Ship to start hitting him for 2. It's really key to counterspell that jewelry, because he's not going to be able to do much with 1 mana. Only Swords to Plowshares and Lightning Bolt. Now he uses a Sinkhole. I counter that so I can keep growing. Lord of Atlantis, but I don't have any Merfolk. Do not have any Merfolk out. There are no basic lands in this opponent's deck. This Dead Gael deck is all dual lands. There you see an Underground Sea. There you see a Serendib Ifrit. Somebody spilled the jar and he came out onto the battlefield. And I don't know what I'll do here. Unsummon, or I'll control magic. Since I got plenty of mana, yeah, I'll just take it with the control magic. I'm at 21, so I'll be more than happy to take 1 damage during my upkeep. Usually he'll disenchant anytime I use a control magic, he'll disenchant. I'm still not sure whether I'll do unsummon. I'll wait for him to take 1 damage during the upkeep and then I'll use unsummon, or whether I will just control magic it. So I unsummon. That way I can hit him for 2. And my Lord of Atlantis, that would be 4. And I've got plenty of protection with my Wall of Air in case he gets another big flyer out like a Singer or a Hypnotic. Here he comes again. Somebody spilled the little potion there, and he's back on the battlefield. And I will take him and then hit again for 4. I'm thinking about it, there we go. Ghost Ship, Lord of Atlantis, down to 8. Love that Melissa Benson artwork on Lord of Atlantis, and the Ghost Ship artwork, which is from the dark. There you go. He's bolting my Lord of Atlantis. That Ghost Ship artwork makes me think of, it reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. The Black Pearl. What happened there? Disenchant, so he gets his Ifrit back. No problem. I've got 2 Backfire, 2 Wall of Air, and if I want, I'll have 2 Ghost Ships. 2 Black Pearls. There we go. And a Merfolk. So I'm sitting good. And he's taking 1 damage every upkeep. That is a huge drawback with that Dead Guy Ale. There's arguably the most powerful piece of jewelry. And there's a Timetwister, power 9. Great artwork on that Timetwister. Love just all this old iconic art. A lot of fun to play with these decks. And with this software, you don't even need to spend tens of thousands of dollars on the cards. So I got another control magic. I'll take that back. That way I can hit him for 5. He's down to 2. And you see where this is going. And all these cards I'm playing with are from 4th edition. So it's possible to compete and even beat these overpowered decks. As long as you have the right recipe of cards. There's a Winter artwork. Mishra's Factory. Looks like he's got another Juzam coming. I tried recording this game and then speeding it up at 2x and recording the commentary over it, but I didn't like it. It was going too fast, and so I'm not sure if this will be the new format going forward or whether I'll go back to recording my voice during the actual gameplay. But it is hard to talk and think at the same time. It's hard to provide commentary while you're trying to think through all the different options you got. And I'll hit him with all my flyers. I might even try putting together the deck by Brian Weissman. I think most of those cards are on here. And seeing if I can match up with that with just a strictly 4th edition deck. As long as you got the right card mix. Now I'll show you the deck lists for both of these. Go into the deck builder. You can find this game, by the way. A lot of people want to play this game. You can find it for like $20 on eBay. It's called Duels of the Planeswalkers. That came out in 1998. So here's my deck. 27 Islands, Lord of Atlantis, Merfolk, Mohammadi Jinn, Ghost Ship, Wall of Air, Control Magic, Backfire, Counterspell, and Unsummon. 4 copies of each. So I think that's 63 cards total. And I'll show you this Dead Guy Ale deck. Composition A. So it's all powered lands. Not a single basic land. It's got the Disenchant and the Swords to Plowshares. The only card that you won't see in here, because it's not in the software, is Underworld Dreams, which is a 3 black mana enchantment, and it does 1 damage every time the opponent draws a card, which will come in handy if they use Timetwister or Wheel of Fortune. But other than that, that's the deck. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope both of my viewers are doing well. Bye.